Hello guys, today we are going to start to the new topic on the Python programming language. As we know, the class or class structure, okay? And so this are the topic is the class in object-oriented programming for Python programming language, okay? And so I can select this terms in here like this one. And so the first question is that what is the class? Class is a structure for containing some or data, function, and the other property of Python programming language, okay? And so in the first place we need to talk about how we can implement all the codes in the Python programming language. In the Python we have only object, but only objects, okay? But in C or C++ programming language, we can define the integer A and integer B. This is a variable, okay? With the type of the integer. But in Python programming language, you can define any variable like this one, A equal to the 5. And so we can search this term like this one, A equal 5. The print A is equal to the A, and so we can also give the type of A is equal to the type A, okay? And so normally in C or C++ programming language we have the variable type with the type of the integer, okay? And so this is not a class, but in Python programming language every data or every creation is related to the class structure or objects, and so which means that this variable is derived from some specific structure which we call the class, okay? And so the importance feature of the class is related to the class, or it's related to the objects, has both the variables and the function or implementation of any related studies, okay? Because in the object-oriented programming language we have a variable related to any other class A, class B, and class C, and so we can collect the whole information into the one object or variable, and then we can utilize this object related to its function or its variable, or we can build some specific complex structural codes, okay? And so this is the main basis of the object-oriented programming language. But in Python programming language, every data or every variable or objects is a class, okay? This is the main feature of the Python programming language. We can call it this kind of class or define in C++, but not in C, but this relates to any structure. And so the main or huge advantage of this class is also related to the class have some properties, like for example we can define the class variable. We can contain the sum variable. For example, if we have the class A, and so we can define the num1 and num2 variable in here, and so in each creation of the class A or objects possess automatically this kind of variables, okay? This is a huge advantage. Or we can overload any function. For example, if we have the any sum function in here like this one, we can collect the two integer variables, or we can collect the 3.3 and 1.45. This is the float numbers in here, and so with the same name, and so the class or class implementation paves the way for to construct the function overloading mechanisms. And so we can call any function by using the same name with the different parameters, but the programs is run, or okay or the class has the property of the inheritance. Inheritance means that the transfer of the characteristics of any class to another class. For example, if you have any math operation in here like this one, we can convert this information into another class or specialized class. And so this is a huge advantage to implement the many complex structure. For example, if you have a car, and so the car also needs a motor like this one motor, or tire. And so car possess these two things. And so if we define the motor class and tire class separately, we can drive this car class based on this motor and tire. And so this the motor and tire class function and variables also transferred to the car class. This is a huge advantage of using or utilizing to class implementation. And also we can define the methods or the function to define any specific purpose. This is why we need to utilize or use the class structure in Python programming language. But in the beginning of this class, every variables or every data member is also class variable in the Python programming language, but not in C or C++ or Java. And so in order to learn about how we can create the class, we should give some syntax with the basic examples. For example, if we have this notation in here like this one, we need to utilize the class keyword. This is a keyword which is given in the Python programming language, and so we can define any variable as a class, or any structure as a class by using these keywords. And so the employee class in here like this one, if we have this kind of information, and so the class should be given in here, and then the specific name should be given at the second place in here, and so the double dot should be added in here. And so this is the specific definition of any class. Or we can define the display class in here like this one. And so we can create some function in here, display my name. In each class we have the self keyword in here. For example, print to Mehmet is displayed in here like this one. And so if we have this kind of information, we can create the class structure by using these notations. And so how we can utilize the display class in here. For example, this one is equal to the display class, and so this is the basic constructor of relates to the class structure. And so this one can be reached the dot operators in here like this one. And so if I run this code, the Mehmet is written on the terminal page. This is how we can create the class or define the class in your Python programming language. Also, we can define any other variables in here, but in the next example we will talk about it. So this is the first example to relate to the syntax of the class implementation. And so if we have the any class in here like this one, the employee, and so this class should be initialized with what? With the specific constructor. The constructor means that this is the construct object to what? Store the area in your RAM, or the stored area in the electronic components. Okay, and so if we have the any class, if we have also a what? The init function or constructor, it's given at this moment. Okay, the init with the 2 underscore means that this function is directly related to the what? Employee class. And so if we have the any definition in here like this one, this is also a function overloading in Python programming language. What about it? This means that we can delete the whole terms in here, and so the self is the what? The class objects. It's only current for the what? For the usage of the class variable. For example, if we have the any self variable in here like this one, we can define the name and salary in here, and so the self name, these are the new feature of related to the what? Employees, and so we can assign the name self salary is equal to the what? The salary. Okay, and so we have also a def display employee information in here like this one. We should utilize the self keywords in here, and so print the what? The employee info, which is given with the what? With the self name, and then with the self salary. Okay, and so employee name, and we can also copy of all of these things, and so the salary, which can be given in here. Okay, this is what the basic implementation of the class structure in here like this one. And so we can create the employee 1 variable in here, the employee with the specific constructor of the what? The Mehmet, and so 5,000 employee 2 can be created to the what? Employee, for example Ali, and 10,000. Okay, also we can call the display employee information in here like this one, and so the employee 2 can be given also in here. Okay, employee name is to what? The Mehmet. Employee salary is to what? The 5,000. Okay. And so what's the difference between the what? Definition of the function and the class? If we have the any class in here like this one, and so if we create the any variable related to the employee, and so we have possessed what? The related or the individual function in each class objects like this one, emp1, emp1. Okay, and so this variable can be updated related to what? Related to Mehmet, and so we can specialize to the what? To the features of the what? The employee class or employee variable. For example, Mehmet has a salary of 5,000, but the Ali 10,000, and so these two information are written on the what? On these functions, but the class is the same. This is a huge advantage of the utilization of the what? The class implementation in Python programming language. And so if we define the only one class, and so we can update the whole employee information by using this class, but the employee does not does not compare it or does not explicit with the what, with the another term. This is the different term, this is the different employee, this is the different employee with the name of Mehmet and Ali, but Mehmet and Ali can use the what, the each function of the class implementation. Okay, this is why we should utilize the class name. Also, we can create some employee number in here. The initial values of the what, these things. Okay, and so in each iterations we can add the what, the employee number is equal to the 1, because this is the constructor of our employee. And so if we use this code syntax, and so this should be initialized or called with what, with programs, and so the employee number should be increased in here. And then we can create another def display employee number in here, like this one. The self should be added in here, and so the print employee number can be given by with the what, the employee number. Okay, and so if we have this information in here, and then we can write the what, to print the employee number in here, like this one. Employee number, and so I'm sorry, this is the class objects, and so we need to give the employee in here, like this one, this kind of static objects in here, and then the employee number is the what, is 2 in here. Okay, and so if I had any employee, it relates to the what, another variables in here, like this one, and so the employee number is equal to what, the 7, because we have the different 7 employees in here. Okay, and so if we have this information in here, we need to create some specific examples with the what, which relates to calculator in terms of the class implementation in here. Okay, so we can define the my math calculator. These are the class name in here, and so we can define the 2 integer values, or we can define based on the self declaration of these things. And so we need to call the init function in here, like this one, and so num1 and num2 can be assigned in here. This is the return value of the what, the initialization function in here, but we can call, or we can delete it. Okay, and so self num1 is equal to the num1, and self num2 is equal to the num2. Okay, and so also we can call it the what, number 1 is 1, and also we can give the number 2 and num2 in here. Okay, and then we can create any variable in here, var num var math calculation is equal to the what, the my math calculator with what, 4 and 5. Okay, And so if I run this code, the number 1 is equal to 4 and number 2 is equal to what? To 5. Okay? And then we can call the some basic functions in here, like this one, sum, which relates to what? The self in here. And so the total number is equal to the what? The num1 but self num1 plus self num2. Okay, and also we can give the what? The total number as a return value of this function. Okay, and then we can write the what? The what? Summation is equal to the what? The var math calculation sum can be called like this one. And also we can print the summation of our numbers is equal to the what? The summation. Okay. And summation of our numbers is equal to the what? To the 9. And so can var 1 should be changed with this notation. And also we can give the 4 and 54.1. Okay, and so we can call it like this one, var 2. And so 58.5 is equal to what? The summation of our number. But the function is 1, and so we can call it or use it by using to the what? Var 1 and var 2. Okay, also we can define another function in here, subtract function, like this one. The subs number is equal to what? The self num1 minus self num2. Okay, and also we can return the subs number value in here, or def multiply the self body in here, and so mul number is equal to the what? The self num1 times self num2, and return value of these things mul numbers. Or division operation can be add in here like this one, the white self, and so division div numbers is equal to the what? The self num1 divided by self num2. Okay, and we can return the div numbers in here. Okay, and also we can give to the what? The multiplication, var 2 multiply division is equal to the var 2 divide, and we can write all of these things, multiplication, division, multiplication, and division can be called right now. Okay, and so whole numbers can be given in one code but with the different features. Okay, like this one. And also we can specialize this code in here, self num2 is equal to the what? The 0, and then print division cannot be done because of num2 is equal to the what? 0. We can specialize the whole codes by using this kind of information. Okay, and so if we can call it the zero value in here. Like this one. And so division of our numbers is returned to the what? The num value. Because this kind of information should be given or utilized in here. Okay? And so you remember that this term is written on the what on this page, because the divide operation is written on this time. Okay, because the multiplication should be rearranged in here, and so division is also given at this moment. And we should also give this information in here like this one, and then the summation of these two numbers 0.0 and multiplication 0, and division cannot be done because of num2 is equal to what is 0. We can return the n values in here, also return -1. This is the error code of our algorithms, or we can print the what the error happens in here. Okay, and so this return value is equal to what is in the type of the string, but this is the what, this is the type of the numbers. But the Python is a runtime programming language, or the interpreted programming language, and so the Python can collect the whole information in the runtime, and then this class may produce the what at one time, the numbers, but in another times it can be given in the what, in the form of the return values related to the what, the string. Okay, and so these are the another example related to what the class implementation. Okay, and so if we have this kind of class, and then we can create, or we should give the some another properties related to what, the class structure. Display class can be rewritten in here like this one, class, and so we can define the initialization function in here. Okay, and so this one can be equalized to the what, the class, or we can give the what, this is display class object. Okay, in Python programming language we can create some different property related to what, the class. For example, display class dodge information can be given with the what, the documentary terms, like this one. This is none. Okay, but if we have this syntax, this class is utilized to display anything in our lesson. If we have this kind of string operation after the definition of the class, and so this document is related to the what, these terms, this class is utilized to display the anything in our lessons, and so we can easily reach to any information by utilizing this doc definition. And so if you define or either this doc value, the specific class defaultly creates this variable, and then we can inform the any happening in our class by using these terms. And so we can give the any notes to the user by using this documentary module. Okay, or we have some specific variable in here like this one, the name. The class name is what? Display class. And so this returns to the what? To the name of your class. Or we can obtain the module information in here, like this one. The main. What's the main? Main, these things. For example, if you rename main dot main, this is a different name in our study. And so the main module is also given in the main function body, which means that this class is not an inner class or nested class. Okay, and so the implementation is given on the what? Given on the same page of this code. Okay, or we can reach the information concerning with what? The basis of your class. Basis. Class object. What's the basis in here? Basis means that this class is not inherited or is not derived from the any class, but except the object class. In the Python programming language, every class is derived from the what? Object notation or the object class. It's an abstract class in order to what? In order to give the some properties to the definition of this class. And so if this is not happening or if this is not used in the Python programming language, and so you cannot define the any class structure with these properties. Okay, or we have the dictionary information in here, like this one. And so dictionary information is related to what? Related to collection of your information given in your class implementation. Okay, these are the specific class, and so we can define the whole class by using this term of information. Okay, this is the static information to be implemented your study. Another feature of the class utilization is related to what? My class can be given in here, and so def the any function can be given with the what? These terms, and so this is the constructor of my class in here, and so var1 my class can be defined. Okay, and also we can delete the what? This var1 by using these terms, because this is the Python feature. Since the Python is interpreted programming language, and so in each line is run on the real time, and so the del var can be created or deleted. Okay, the var1 can be deleted or created in interpretation process, but this del should be related to any function body, because the class is constructed with the what? The function and function overloading and the data member or the data or its data, and so the del function can be given at this moment. Okay, and so del attributed, it's given in here, print this is the destructor of my class, can be given in here, but the del attribute is not run on this page. But if in this case the del with the self value in here, and so the del is the destructor, and init is the constructor of our algorithm. Because the del is important, we have the limited storage values or the reference place on the what electronic components, the RAM or the hard drive. And so if you want to delete any function body, and so we can overload the del function in here, since we can utilize this del to what, to restore any data before the execution is not yet. Okay, and so var1, for example, has the specific number in here like this one, but you might want to protect this variable in the another one, and so the del function can be called like this one, but after that or before that the variable can be transferred to the another one. Okay, and so this is to what, the property of this notation. Okay. And so if we have this information in here like this one, and then we can create another example in here. Assume that you have the class with what, with the name of the complex in here like this one. Also we can give the object creation in here because this is the base class of the any class definition in Python programming language, and so we can define the init function body in here, self real part, and so or real or imag, and with the default value of the 0. Okay, and so the self real can be assigned to the real, and self imag or imaginary is related to what, this term. And also we can create some overloading function with the add and self. Okay, and so these values and assignment of the other, this is the pass reference value, in order to what, in order to utilize this plus operation in here like this one, the return values of the what, the complex class, with the initialization of the what, the real plus other real. Okay, or self imag plus the other imag. Okay, what's the meaning of this whole operation in here? For example, if we have the C or var1 with the values of the what, the any real number 5 and 4, and so we can print the whole this number in here like this one. Number is equal to the what, the self real one and j, and also give the self imag one. Okay, and so 5g can be rewritten on this place g4. Okay, or we can turn into the what to these terms j. The number of these things 5 and 4j is equal to what, 5 plus 4j. And also we have another variable in here like this one, 1 and 1, and the mathematical operation related to what, the var3 can be assigned to the what, the var1, and var2 should be given to the what, the 6 in the real part and 5 in the j part. And so if I run this code, and so the 6 plus 5j should be added or collected in the what, in the var3, because we overload the addition function or this add function with the what, with the plus operator. With the same context we can give the what any other function in here like this one, add and sub in here, and so the var4 is equal to the what 4 plus 3j. Okay, or we can derive this term in here like this one. The def value mul can be overloaded in here with the multiplication operation, and so we can add the what the var5, and so the 1 gives the what the 5 plus 4j, or we can create the sum 2 value in here, and so the multiplication of this process 10 plus 4j. Okay, or we can give the what the def abstract operation in here like this one, and so we should give the self variable in here and return value of the what sqrt. This is the important property of the what the import met body, and sqrt self real times 2 plus self imag times 2. Okay, it's the over 2 or square form of this notation. Okay, and then the var5 calling with the what the abstract operation in here, and so we can print the whole this value in here. Magnitude value of these things is equal to the what this term. Okay, and so sqrt does not found. I'm sorry, the math sqrt is equal to what the 10. Okay, this is the example of what the function overloading mechanism on the class implementation in Python programming language. It's over for this lesson in here. I hope you have learned everything about what I'm talking in this lesson, and have a nice day.